Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another podcast to talk about our favorite team. Unfortunately, the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to go ahead and recap what the hell we saw and what's going to be for the future of the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. But first things first.
Or who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
And we let them off the hook, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Cardinals knew damn well who the Seattle Seahawks were coming into this game, and they were absolutely outcoached, outmatched, out everything. The Arizona Cardinals, unfortunately, right now falling to 3-6 on the season, 0-3 in the division, and it looks very, very bleak for the Cardinals. There doesn't seem to be a lot of hope. And this is the one thing that really frustrates me as for this organization. As long as I've been watching, it doesn't matter that you have some sort of win, right? It doesn't matter that you're coming off one of the best wins you've seen in the 2025 season, coming off Monday Night Football, wiping the floor with the Dallas Cowboys, because guess what? You got somebody over there waiting, licking their chops to go ahead and take you down. And that's exactly what the Seattle Seahawks ended up doing. Midway through the second quarter, it was 35-0, and the Arizona Cardinals were outmatched, outworked, out-physical, out-violenced in any stretch of the imagination. There might have been a little hope at the end of the third, maybe in the beginning of the fourth, when the Cardinals defense was starting to kind of force some turnovers here and there. But at the end of the day, it was garbage time, and it was dead. The game was done before it was even began. The Seattle Seahawks are that good of a team. That's what you saw right there on full display. That team right there is a team that's going to be competing for the Super Bowl, and a team that's probably going to be competing for a very, very deep playoff run. And it's frustrating as an Arizona Cardinal fan to see a Seattle Seahawks team consistently be good when we struggle to stay relevant. Every single year we are going through week or year in and year out, and we tell ourselves it's okay, trust the process. 3 wins with the new coaching staff, let's go, we'll take it. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're talking in Philly sports talk, New York sports talk, 3 wins won't do nothing for you. But here in the desert, we accept it because we want to trust the process. We know damn well that a winning head coach, it could take some time to develop, right? It could take some time to develop, but for the most part, Jonathan Gannon is not that. Jonathan Gannon is not a winning head coach. He's a coach right now that through this time after week 10, he is a 15-28 head coach. That is who he is. He is not nowhere near a 500 head coach. He is 15-28. Bar none, he's a losing head coach and probably the worst head coach in the NFC West. Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, leaps and bounds better than Jonathan Gannon. Mike McDonald in 2 years is leaps and bounds better than Jonathan Gannon. And it's not even close. Now, Jonathan Gannon was asked last night about will there be any changes in the lineup or any coaching staff changes? And this is what Jonathan Gannon had to say.
You need to make lineup changes or staff changes at this time?
No. Just, right? Like it was that bad of a question to ask. How dare you ask about, is there going to be any changes? What? You got embarrassed again. And now you are 9-0, or the Seahawks are 9-0 against you. Now, that's not all Jonathan Gannon. I'm fully aware of that, but they're 9-0. You're the little brothers of the NFC West. You finished off the number 3 spot because the 49ers couldn't stay healthy last year, but you better bet your butt. Cardinals are most likely going to be finishing off the bottom spot in the NFC West again. And a year 3 of a rebuild that we trusted the process, and you absolutely failed us. Petzing, doing some petzing things on a 4th and must have it. You go on a jet sweep with Greg Dortch. And for what Greg Dortch is worth, this is no ill will against Greg Dortch. I like him as a player. I think he's a fantastic human being. But you don't call a play like that. You give it to the smallest wide receiver on a jet sweep, and it gets blown up. Everything we were trying to do, the Seattle Seahawks knew exactly what we were trying to do. Jacoby Brissett was constantly harassed. There was play actions up the yin yang, and two of those play actions cost us because they sent a blitz on us and forced a fumble. And not just a fumble touchdown. This game got out of control really, really quickly, and it goes to show that coaching is very, very, very important. Very important. And this coaching staff, right? Regardless of the reports that we ended up hearing last week or the week before, the Cardinals might be giving this head coaching staff, right, or this head coach the ability to choose his own quarterback. Who's got the confidence that Jonathan Gannon is going to be able to pick the right guy? Who's got the confidence that Monty Ossenfort is going to be able to pick the right guy? Who? We've trusted the process for far too damn long. We weren't supposed to have blowout losses like this. It was 35-0 in the second quarter. 35-0. And then they threw the white flag with 5 minutes left. And I get it. What's there to play for, right? You don't want to get your guys injured. You just saw Walter Nolan go down. Earlier, you saw Zay Jones go down. Or a little after that, you ended up seeing Darius Robinson go down. So I get it. But you completely threw the white flag out there. You are the laughing stock. You're the redheaded child of the NFC West again. And it's not even close. Now, Jonathan Gannon, of course, stoic Jonathan Gannon. Oh, man, the leader that you are. You want to fall on the sword, right? Jonathan Gannon was asked about what the heck happened today. Were we out-physicaled? Were we out-coached? What happened in this game? This is what Jonathan Gannon had to say.
So were these physical mistakes or mental mistakes?
I'm sure it'll be a blend of both, technique. I'm sure there'll be some assignments, you know what I mean? And that's what I mean, Greg. It's a good point. Like, when that happens and the score looks like that, it falls on the head coach. Like, and it sucks for me to say that because that's where my mind goes. I didn't do enough what I needed to do throughout the week to get them ready to go.
I
Stings.
I really respect that you take.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth, Greg.
You've said that a lot this season after losses.
So it's the truth, right? It's the truth. Every single loss we've had, he's blamed himself. And okay, that's fine. If you want to blame yourself, okay, but what are the changes to the drastic moves that you're doing to fix it? Nothing's being fixed. It's the same damn thing. We knew what the Seattle Seahawks were. They were the hottest team coming into this game. They absolutely blown the living heck out of the Commanders. What was the play, Jonathan Gannon? What was the game plan? Because it failed. Whatever you designed, whatever you schemed up in your crazy head, including your protege and Petsing over there, it's failed. And it's been failing all year long. How do we trust as a fan base that you're going to be able to get it right in year 4? How do we trust as a fan base that you're going to be able to pick the right guy, right? When you were absolutely... I still remember the face that he put on the media when the Arizona Cardinals felt like they absolutely aced the draft. And this is no knock on Walter Nolan, but just the smug, the arrogantness for him to come out and to say, like you did something big in your tenure of being a head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. No, you haven't. You've been a losing head coach, and you're consistently being a losing head coach, and you have done nothing for this Arizona Cardinals organization since you've been here. At all. What are you going to do to change what we've been seeing for the last 3 years? We're the most patient. We're the most forgiving fan base out there. And this fan base doesn't deserve what this BS owner gives us year in and year out. And I'm throwing Monty in there as well. Monty Ossenfort, dear God, you might be worse than Steve Keim. I'm sorry to say, you might be worse than Steve Keim. The only thing you got over him is your drafts. That's the only thing you got over him is your ability to draft a little better than Keim. But good God, did you really think that Bam Knight was the answer for the Arizona Cardinals run game when we were struggling with James Conner? Do you really think the run game was going to get fixed with Amari DiMercado? And bless his heart for having really good runs that he ended up ripping off, right? Michael Carter, Bam Knight, Amari DiMercado, that's going to fix it. Nobody fears our run game, and that's on you. James Conner went down in the first 3 weeks. Shortly after that was Trey Benson. And you yet to fix a run game that put fear in the eyes of an opposing team. And that's not even get started on this offensive line. This offensive line is pure trash. Garbage. Every chance Jacoby Brissett got an opportunity to look up, this man was harassed. This man was put on the floor. Yes, there was 2 forced fumbles on him and touchdown recoveries, and it was a 14-point swing on just defensive plays alone. What in the living heck did you put on this field? Because in year 3 of a quote-unquote rebuild, you failed to put us a winning product on the field. You failed. I keep going over and over in my head that scene where we ended up seeing Sean Payton leave the training facility in Tempe, and everybody was so damn excited. Man, Sean Payton might be an Arizona Cardinal head coach. This can realistically be an option, right? Oh, man, I'm so excited. And it took me back a few years before that. Oh, man, Manning might really be a realistic chance here as the next quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals, right? If you want to go further back to that, oh, man, Andy Reid might be a realistic option. And the Chiefs didn't let him leave the damn facility, because they knew damn well what they had in them. The Cardinals constantly go to the cheap route. They constantly go to inexperienced guys and hoping that they find a diamond in the rough, hoping they can get a guy that's so darn cheap that they can make it work. It's 3 years, and Jonathan Gannon is 3-6. And that's not even to mention his record in the NFC West, ladies and gentlemen. Can we talk about the NFC West? For the love of God, Jonathan Gannon is 3 wins and 12 losses. You want to give him another year? You want to give Jonathan Gannon another year. 3-12 in 3 years. That means you suck with the competition that's within this division, and you're not even at 500. You are god-awful. That's what this tells me. You want to fall on the sword. You want to act stoic. You want to come out here and say, oh, yes, it's all on me. It's all on me. Okay, it's all on you. You should be on the hot seat, and if you don't fix this train that's coming off the track, you should absolutely be fired. And I do not. Right now, I have no confidence going into Week 11. Not that we won't win against the 49ers. I don't even care if we win or lose anymore. And that's how bad it is right now. That's how bad it is. I'm looking forward to 2026 in the NFL draft. That's how bad it is. We got November football and December football. And this guy right here can't catch a freaking cold. That didn't make sense. But this guy right here is absolutely not good. He's not a good head coach. Not a good head coach. We got a super chat coming our way. We got Z-Tag Fun. What's up, Z-Tag? Appreciate the super chat. He says this. I respect you, Mike. So some Cards fans were talking crazy about the Seahawks, though, so I don't feel bad. Good luck. Get that top draft pick. Appreciate you. Thank you. Well, here's the thing, right? And we most likely will be having a lot more Seattle Seahawks fans in this chat than probably Cardinal fans. That's the truth of the nature, right? When we're this bad, nobody wants to talk about this team. And that might be a little bit of the problem, right? Because people tune it off. People don't care. People don't want to really face the truth of the nature on what's going on. And I don't blame them. This is since 88. This is not something where Jonathan Gannon took over and he's the worst of the worst. No, this organization and this franchise has been the most losing franchise and the oldest franchise in the NFL. So I don't blame Cardinal fans for tuning off and not trying to listen in, right? But because at the end of the day, what are we really trying to accomplish? Do I feel it's a little bit of a problem? I mean, a little bit, but we don't have a fan base that really stands up. Let's be real. We want to move on to the next thing. All the Suns are on, right? Oh, when are the Diamondbacks coming back? We used to have the Coyotes that they ended up going on over to Utah, right? So appreciate you, Z-Tag. Thank you. I was talking crazy too, if I'm going to be real with you. I was talking crazy too, because guess what? We had a chance. At least a fool's hope, right? You coming off a win against the Cowboys. Most teams, most franchises, most organizations will take that win and ride a high, right? They'll ride that momentum. Not this team. Not this organization. Not this organization. This organization goes 1 step up and 3 steps back. Every single week, it's the same damn thing and nothing changes. It doesn't matter if it's Jonathan Gannon. It doesn't matter if it's Wilkes, Cliff Kingsbury. It's just Give me a head coach that can actually have presence, that can actually make changes when necessary. Give me Bruce Arians back. Give me that type of old school mentality guy. That's what I'm looking for again. I'm sick and tired of being the redheaded stepchild. I'm so sick of it. I don't even want to see. I don't even know how to even describe this. Like the frustration level right now that I'm feeling with this coaching staff. And I'm not saying they got to get fired now. It's over. I don't think the Cardinals will make a move. Like realistically, looking at what Bidwell does historically, he's not going to do anything until probably the end of the season if the Cardinals don't get it right. Right now, the frustration is with this coaching staff that can't seem to figure out how to beat the damn Seattle Seahawks. That's where this frustration is coming from. Do I feel like Jonathan Gannon needs to get an extra year? Well, there's reports out there saying that we might give him the option to pick his guy. I don't know if I have the confidence that he's going to pick the quote unquote right guy. I really don't, right? Or somebody needs to fall on the sword. You're 3-6 on year three of rebuild. Are we at least not humoring the idea that this guy could potentially not be it? We're 3-12 in the NFC West with him being the head coach. 3-12. Oh, that's good, Mike. No, it's not. That's terrible. That's god awful. 3-12. You won 3 games last year. You got swept the year before in 2023 when we had a stripped down, terrible roster. And so far, you're trending to potentially getting swept this time around. Hey, maybe we'll get one against the 49ers. Maybe. But the Rams look as old, like the one of the best teams out there right now. The Rams look that damn good. I don't think the Cardinals have any chance to beat the damn Rams. I'm going to be real with you. This team does not look good at all. Let's move on over to Marvin Harrison Jr. What the hell was Marvin Harrison Jr. doing? I've been a big advocate of allow this guy to develop. I've been a big advocate of allowing this guy to develop, right? He's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Why do I feel like every single time I say that, I get burned the next freaking week? I'm not coming out here saying that Marvin Harrison Jr. is a bust, but what the hell did we just see? What the hell did we just see? We had, 12 targets, 13 targets going his way to Marvin Harrison Jr., and you catch 3 balls going your way? No. You need to be better, Marvin. I've defended you multiple times. 12 targets, 3 receptions, 33 yards, 1 touchdown. And that touchdown was because we were constantly trying to force it to him. We didn't go away from Marvin, although he's dropped multiple balls his way. He needs to be better. You want to be a number 1 wide receiver? That's what you want to be? Be it. Week in and week out. None of this, I'm going to be good 1 week and 2 weeks later, I'll give you another good performance. No. Every single week, you need to show out. Every single week, you need to have that confidence that you are him. And right now, I look at your face and you look lost. You look defeated. You don't have the confidence. Why? Why? Why are you allowing these Seattle Seahawks guys to absolutely out-physical you? Didn't you put on multiple pounds of muscle to do that exact thing? Why are we seeing this every single week, Marvin? And that's just going to a bigger picture that we have here, right? If we truly thought Marvin Harrison Jr. was our number 1, and I don't know if he's going to blossom into. I hope he does, right? Because I am on team Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm just really frustrated with this O-line. I'm frustrated with this wide receiving core, this coaching staff, and everything up in the above. Everything's getting SHIT on this morning. Everything is. And Marvin is included in that. You want to be that number 1 guy, you got to show up week in and week out. You can't have a performance where we're targeting you 12 freaking times and you get 3 of those balls your way. That's not okay. At all. At all. I'm not going to say every single one of those targets were perfect balls to you, but I can almost promise you out of the 12 targets that you caught 3 of those, right? Let's go with the 9 targets that didn't go or that didn't make your way. I can almost promise you 4 or 5 of those were right in your hands that you should have made. We want to see JSN numbers. That's what we're looking for. We want to see a wide receiver number 1 like JSN. That's what we're looking for. And like I said before, this is going to a bigger issue that what I'm going to talk about. If we don't even have a wide receiver number one, or at least a confidence in that, and we don't have a number one running back, and we're struggling with an offensive line in year 3 with this quote unquote rebuild, but we got more questions coming in leaving this season than coming into it, then we got a freaking problem. Guess what? We only have 7 draft picks. How are we going to be able to address every single piece? How? How? How are we going to be able to address it? O-line, arguably another wide receiver, arguably a running back. And that's just talking about the offensive side of the ball. And the defensive side of the ball has got their own little issues as well. Darius Robinson unfortunately got hurt again. 27th overall pick last year, couldn't stay healthy, came back for 5-6 game sample size, came back this time around, hasn't really showed up, and guess what? Got hurt again. We are excited about Walter Nolan. He looked good against the Cowboys, very disruptive, MIA in this game, and on top of that, got hurt too. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? Your best defensive lineman, interior, shouldn't be Calais. It shouldn't be. But guess what? It is. And when he goes, and when he decides to ride off into the sunset, what do you do then? There's so many issues with this organization right now, so many holes that we don't even know what the hell we have on this team. We don't even know who the hell we have on this team right now. Now we're starting to question, do we really have a number one wide receiver? Do we really have a running back that can stay healthy in Trey Benson? I mean, so far it doesn't look like it. Do we really need like probably 3 or 4 more pieces on the offensive line? Yeah. And then on top of that, the big elephant in the room, quarterback. How is Monty, if he stays here, going to be able to accommodate to the whole picking the guy, the next guy? Jonathan Gannon, same thing. How are we going to be able to give the faith in the world that they're going to be able to pick the right guy? Right now, they're sitting at the number 11 spot in the 2026 NFL draft. And I get it. We're in November. We're already talking about the draft. How sad, right? Absolutely pathetic. But that is the truth of the nature. The Cardinals right now are sitting at the 11th pick in the 2026 NFL draft. And guess what? In order for you to get the top 2 or top 3 guys, you're going to need to be somewhere in the top 3 or top 4. Tennessee right now is at number 1. They're not looking for a quarterback. I'm assuming they're still going to be riding out Cam Ward. New Orleans, I just hope they keep winning. Hopefully Tyler Shuck is the next Tom Brady, at least for this year, that they don't think they have to go any other direction. Hopefully they stay with Tyler Shuck. The Giants, they don't need a quarterback. They got Dart. They better start using him a lot better. All these concussions are going to start piling up on him. I love him as a player, but damn, Brian Dable's got to chill out with the way that he's using him. Cleveland, that might be a realistic spot for a quarterback there. Jets, that might be a realistic spot for a quarterback. That's 4 and 5 right there, and potentially 2 that are going to be needing a quarterback. Guess what? I'm getting on the phone when the season ends. I'm calling Tennessee and saying, what would it take to get there? I'm calling the Giants and say, what will it take to get up there? Vegas right now sitting at 6. They potentially could be in the getting a quarterback as well. There's teams right now that could potentially get a quarterback that are over us right now. So here are the questions, right? If Kyler is truly done here in the desert, and for the people out there that feel like it's not going to happen, well, guess what? We saw multiple reports come out all weekend long from Ian Rappaport as well as Adam Schefter. You know darn well, if you start seeing the reports from these guys, the big guys, right? If you start seeing the reports from these guys, then you know something's brewing, right? Adam Schefter came out and said Kyler Murray's Cardinals' future in limbo as an offseason decision looms. And if you read this article, it breaks down what the Cardinals could do, what's the cap, all this different, what's the dead money hit, all these different things. You know darn well that if these guys are starting to talk about it, then there's probably a decision to be made at the end of the season. And it's probably, quote unquote, imminent that he's going to be gone, right? Now, I also saw this one as well. This tweet, Adam Schefter retweeted his original one the day after, and it said this: a key trigger date to loom on the 5th of the new year league in mid-March when $19.5 million of Kyler Murray's 2027 base salary would become guaranteed if he's still on the roster. More. They won't be talking about Kyler Murray this much if they don't know something. Cards House in the chat says, don't worry, Monty won't be. I hope he's not. I hope he's not. And same goes for Jonathan Gannon. What has he really proved, right? What has he really proved? Do I feel like it's all him? No, but at some point, somebody needs to step up. Somebody needs to come out here and take the bull by the horns and start winning games. Somebody needs to. Jonathan Gannon was provided this roster that Monty Ossenfort designed, right? But let's be real. It's not just Monty. They say all the time that they have meetings and they talk with each other, and we hear Jonathan Gannon come out and say, oh, we're in the business of making solutions, right? We're in the business of making solutions, he says. Okay, we'll make a freaking solution. You got absolutely beat to a pulp by the Seattle Seahawks. And guess what? Your record within the NFC West is 3-12. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. So here's the big questions out there. Will the Cardinals move off of Kyler? It seems like it's turning in that direction. One thing I will say is that the way that everything was handled, I feel like it was handled pretty darn respectfully. Whether, I guess, whoever you decide to ask, right? If you want to ask the people that love Kyler Murray, they don't feel like probably it was respectful to him. I do think it was. I do believe he had a foot injury. Now, I don't know how long of this foot injury actually entails as to why he's still not on the field. Because originally what we saw, quote unquote, the report that it probably could take about 2 to 4 weeks. That's what Ian Rappaport ended up coming out and saying. But of course, because the Cardinals are very secretive with exactly what's going on, all they tell us is the foot injury, we're left to unknown, right? We don't know. Now, Monty Ossenfort took it to the radio station, local radio 98.7 Arizona Sports, and he ended up saying that they're not ruling out Kyler Murray coming back at the end of the season, right? But it's a long season to go. He says anything could happen. They don't want to speculate because I don't think their mind can think that far ahead. It's 1 week at a time for these guys. The Arizona Cardinals right now in this rebuild, straight simple, has failed. Everything they did failed. Jersey Cards, Kyler's not hurt. In the beginning, I did think he was. I don't know where it was sustained, right? I don't know where the injury was sustained, but I do believe in the beginning he was hurt. How long it took for him to get healthy, and then the Cardinals deciding to put him on IR weeks later because it's taking 8 weeks for him to fully heal, or at least the way that everything is kind of mapped out, including the bye week, is fishy, is weird. I would love to hear Kyler Murray's side, not because I want to see Kyler Murray suit back up, but I want to see how snaky and how devious this coaching staff truly is, or if they're actually doing things the right way, right? Because this all kind of goes back to Bidwell, right? We blamed a lot on Kime being sneaky and devious. This might be a Bidwell's problem. That might be what this is. This might be a Bidwell problem. And we knew damn well this is a Bidwell problem, right? I'm just so curious to figure out how this is all going to... I'm pretty sure if he finds his way to another team, he will talk. I'm pretty sure he will. Right now, he's still employed by them. He's going to do what they say, and it is what it is at this point. We wait the 4 weeks of IR, right? That puts us at, around week 14? Around there? Let's see what the Cardinals decide to do. If they want to continue to heal him and keep him on IR, then we know they're damn liars. Wayman in the chat says, didn't Cam Newton have the same injury that took him out the whole season? I mean, I don't know. I don't really follow Cam Newton's career like that. Potentially. But I mean, everybody heals differently. if this was truly something that I feel like they were truly worried about Kyler Murray potentially missing the full season, wouldn't you feel like they would have put him on IR earlier and not playing this whole BS game? Oh, it's Kyler. Oh, it's Jacoby. Oh, I'm going to leave everything in the dark, right? There's something secretive going on in the background. There's something happening. Whether you want to believe it or not, I'm onto it already. I've been onto it for probably 2 or 3 weeks before the IR even happened. Something shady, something sneaky is happening in the back. They don't want to say it, obviously, for reasons that they probably shouldn't say it, for maybe draft value, for potential value for Kyler. If you say Kyler Murray is benched for Jacoby, you're not going to get a really high draft stock for him next year. Just the way that it is, right? Because nobody wants to come out here and say, oh, well, what am I going to give you? If you have to get rid of him now, you chose Jacoby over Kyler. Let me give you a 5th, 6th round pick for him, right? Because why? Why give you anything higher? You're going to release him anyways. So the way that they're playing it, I don't blame them for the reason of the value of Kyler. But at the end of the day, like, shit, give us the damn truth. Give us the truth, which we already know. We already know. But it is what it is, man. Like, it's frustrating. I didn't think we were going to be here, man. I did not think we were going to be here in year 3. Shame on me, right? And what's crazy to me is Sam Darnold threw the ball 12 freaking times. Sam Darnold threw the ball 12 times. That's another thing that freaking frustrates me. He threw the ball 12 times. He was 10 for 12, 178 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Probably his worst game of the season. And they beat us by leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. That's another frustrating thing. Brissett threw the ball 44 times. We got a running back by committee that's not very good, like usual. It's just same thing, copy and paste, man. I don't know how confident I am against the 49ers. I don't even know if I want to be confident, honestly. Like, at this point, I'm looking for a draft. I'm looking to potentially get our successor, especially when you're seeing reports like this. And let's say the Cardinals start winning again. Like, for what? For what? An unknown future? Jacoby isn't your future. We've been saying that for weeks now. Jacoby Brissett is a good backup, solid quarterback that you have under contract for 2026. That's what he is. The 9-0 hurts. 9-0 hurts. Let me give a real quick shout out here, a little quick break over to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube, the guys that are keeping the lights on. That's going to be none other than Sleeper. The NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 100 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Pick on stats for stars like touchdowns, passing yards, and receiving yards, and fantasy points and more for up to 100 times the payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right, and you can win big. Use promo code AZSF, and you get up to a $100 deposit match on your first initial deposit. Terms and conditions do apply. Also, they will provide you with a $20 just free money for you to use their app. You use my promo code AZSF. No deposit needed. So you just don't get one promotion. You get 2 promotions. You get the $20 just free money to play. And on top of that, you get the deposit match as well. So make sure you check out Sleeper, proud sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan throughout the entirety of the 2025 season. Appreciate everything. Will be in the description below. Let's continue the conversation. Let's take it to the chat. Tell me how you guys are feeling here in the comments below. Let's go with Cameron. What's up, Cameron? He says, man, it was embarrassing to be attending that game. Oof. Bless your heart, Cameron. If you were at this game, I could only imagine how embarrassed. That's unfortunate. It really is, man. It makes me sad because I'm a Cardinal fan too. You know, I'm not just a guy that covers this team because I found a niche. Shoot, if I was that dude, I wouldn't be picking this freaking team to cover. Let me tell you that right now. There's teams right now like the Denver Broncos, like the 49ers, like the Philadelphia Eagles that pull in views. Not this. The only reason why I cover this freaking team is because this is my favorite team, and unfortunately, I was born here in Arizona. That's the reason why I cover this damn god-awful organization. If I was a guy that was just in it for the freaking funds or anything like that, I would cover any other team but this BS organization. But I apologize, Cameron. This Cardinals organization does it to us every single year, and it sucks. It sucks. Callie in the chat says, but Marvin Harrison Jr. is getting the ball Maybe there's something else about that. Let's just keep the conversations. Um, uh, let's go over with John. What's up, John? They're not just going to come out and say they will make changes. It's not their style. Yep, I agree. John, is it J.H. Cornelio says we're the doormat of the NFC West. Yeah, and it's unfortunately always going to be like that until something change happens. Like, and right now it doesn't seem like any changes are happening. I'm looking on over on the X/Twitter world, and you heard Jonathan Gannon last night when they said, "Is there going to be any changes, on the lineup or coaching staff?" And he end up saying this.
You need to make lineup changes or staff changes at this point.
No.
Yeah, no, no, all right, no, because why, right? Why? You're 3-6. Things are working out so good, right? Like, why, right? Yeah, we all been screaming about getting rid of Jonah Williams. We all been talking on a freaking soapbox. Get this bum out of there. He's terrible. And I don't know if Kelvin Beachum is that much of a better right guard, but he's better. He's better. Even if it's 1%, 10% better, he's better than Jonah. Jonah's bad. I have a real sneaky suspicion that they're really trying to make Jonah work is because they don't want Monty Ossenfort to seem like a failure in 2024 when he got all these free agent guys that ended up being non-existent factors for us this year, right? That's another reason why we're here. The only one that's been productive for us in 2024 was probably going to be Mac Wilson Sr. That's it. Zay Jones, I mean, he's had some flashes here and there, but I wouldn't call him a big factor, right? Justin Jones, non-factor. Bilal Nichols, non-factor. Jonah, non-factor. They so badly want to make Jonah Williams work. They so badly want to make it work that they're literally throwing him out there and getting freaking burnt up like freaking burnt toast week in and week out. Cornelio, Mike, keep heart, bro. Eventually they will have another season like 2015. It's just, man, why does it take 10 years? Like, that's the frustrating part of this whole situation. Why 10 years? I ain't getting younger, man. I don't want to be in my 50s talking about this team saying, "Oh, there's hope." I'm trying to see a freaking Super Bowl at the end of my freaking my lifetime. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that with this freaking idiots that's controlling this team. Bunch of idiots. How is it that fans know more than you guys do? How is it that fans know more quote unquote ball than you guys do? They're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars for Michael Bidwell, and you guys don't know how to win. Like, why do we have to wait 10 years? Why does it take this long? We had one playoff run, and it almost didn't even feel like a playoff run because how bad it was with the Rams beating us in the wild card game. Like, why does it take this long? Well, the reason why is because the guys at the top are absolute idiots. That's why. So sick of it. Keep it with the chat. We got Cardinals, Arbetta saying Jonah Williams isn't a non-factor. He's been a negative factor. First guy who made us way worse than not doing anything. I'd rather him do nothing than him be terrible. Let me read this around again. Jonah Williams isn't a non-factor. He's a negative factor. First guy who made us way worse than not doing anything. That's fair. Okay, that's fair. I'd rather him do nothing than be terrible. Okay, valid point. Cardinals, valid point. You're right. He's forced on this offensive line because his coaching staff refuses to do anything. Right? Will there be any lineup changes? JG said no. But you know how it is, man. JG can say one thing one day and literally switch up the next day. That's just the way he works. That's the way he does things. So, true to the nature is what it is. But you're right, man. You're 100% right on that one. Ryan in the chat saying draft a quarterback in the second or the third and stick with Kyler. If it doesn't do well, start the rookie. Oh. I don't think Kyler and the Cardinals are in a good spot right now. I don't think they're in a good spot right now. I really don't. When you choose Jacoby over your franchise, multiple people said it. And if you want to turn your blind eye and don't think that this is what's happening right now, then you live in La La Land. That's fine. Jonathan Gannon on the Burns and Gambo show, the week of Kyler going to IR, was asked straight up, would you have come to this decision regardless if Kyler Murray was hurt or not? Of course, Jonathan Gannon wanted to dance around that and said, yeah, we would have come to this decision. That's essentially saying Jacoby Brissett is the guy we were going to pick regardless if Kyler's healthy or not. You chose it. And I'm not saying it's a bad decision. Honestly, I was on board. Jacoby looked better on this offense, bar none, and it's not even close. Do I think Kyler would have been better against the Seattle Seahawks team? I don't think anybody would have. You could put Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady back there, and I think everybody would have struggled. Mike Macdonald owns the Arizona Cardinals. In 2 years, he owns us. He's 4-0 against the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Macdonald, a year or two head coach, owns us. So I don't think it's all Jacoby. I think the O-line really failed. I think the run game is non-existent again. And I think the O-line is not great. Pass block in this game, pass block, run blocking, nothing worked. You had one big run from Amari DiMercado, which feels like you get one of those runs from one of these guys in a game, but there's no consistent threat in the run game. There's no consistent threat. And then you have Monty Ossenfort jumping on the radio and said, I really do like what we have here. I have a lot of faith in Amari DiMercado. I have a lot of faith in Bam Knight. I have a lot of faith in Michael Carter. Man, you're a freaking fool. You're a freaking fool.
Or who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
The game plan going into this game was absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. For an organization that's been owned in 2 years by a coaching staff, you would think that the Arizona Cardinals would have a better game plan than what we just saw. But what they said was it worked against Dallas. Let's do it again. The game plan was god-awful. Drew Petzing, situationally, you're not helping your case when you're going on a jet sweep with Greg Dortch to have a must-have fourth down. You're not helping your case. You're really not. Now, Cardinals are 3-6, 9 games in on a 17-game schedule. You got 8 more games. 8 more games coming our way. 49ers this weekend. The Jags, the Bucks, the Rams, the Texans, the Falcons, the Bengals, and the Rams again to finish off the season. Damn. Just stick a fork in us, man. We're done. Literally right now, when I was watching the game, I was literally like that one scene, right? I don't know if you guys watched Rocky. I think it was Rocky 4. I think it was Rocky 4. When Apollo Creed was getting pummeled by Ivan Drago. And one of the trainers said, throw the damn towel. Man, throw the damn towel, with the fear in their eyes that, damn, we are getting... It was like watching a puppy get beat. That's exactly what it was. And going back to reminiscence of that Apollo Creed freaking... or Rocky 4 scene when Apollo Creed gets beat by a pulp, and unfortunately dies by Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. And that's what Ivan Drago said. They were Ivan Drago. We were Apollo Creed. We got pummeled. Absolutely pathetic. We got Keith coming in with another super chat. What's up, Keith? Appreciate the super chat. He's saying this: I'm so tired of talking about JG's building culture. That only matters if it helps you win, and this team is getting worse. Facts. Yeah, 100%. You can't use the "we're close" excuse anymore, Jonathan Gannon. That just gets thrown out the window now, right? That gets thrown out the window. Oh, we're close. We're close. We're close. Well, guess what? We might not have a wide receiver number 3. Achilles issue. I don't know how bad it is with Zay Jones, but it looked pretty gnarly if he gets helped off the field by training staff. Zay Jones might be hurt. So that means Greg Dortch is back up in the lineup. Walter Nolan, we still don't know any updates on him. We're going to have to wait for JG to come out and give us any updates. Darius Robinson, same situation with him. And it's just a constant, you're injured, you're injured, you're injured. We got all these guys that are hurt. No, we didn't have Will Johnson. No, we didn't have Mac Wilson Sr. And no, we didn't have Max Melton. But still, I mean, the results will probably have been the same. Let's be real. The results will probably have been the same. But I agree, this culture building BS, we're close, we're close, we're close. You just got beat the very first time this year. And it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Appreciate the super chat, Keith. Let's go with the truth. What's up, truth? The Hawks have blown out several teams this season. We're stacked. We're closer to an all-time great team, like the greatest show on turf, than a basic 11-5 championship game. Well, good for you, truth. Good for you. Good for you. And that's not trying to be disrespectful. I apologize. I'm just not trying to give glazing right now to a franchise that constantly beat us, right? Good for you. And I know that sounds a little kind of, I'm trying to brush you off. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm also on the other side of the coin, not trying to give any praise to us over here hanging on to life support. We're over here freaking struggling to freaking win, right? We're over here. You're over here talking about playoffs, and we're just trying to win a freaking game.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
That's us. We're just trying to win a freaking game. That's all we're trying to do. We're talking about the greatest show on the earth over there. We're over here breathing on the life support, man. And I know you're trying to give us like a little kudos to say, hey, you hung around. We're that great of a team, and I know that's where you're coming from. I appreciate you, but like, damn, I'm trying, man. I'm holding on to dear life right now, man. I'm holding on to dear life. This organization right here, man. It does enough to make you rethink your life decisions year in and year out, and nothing has changed. This is already 4 years of back-to-back losing seasons, and I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Like, I'm over not being good enough. I'm not trying to this is no more. I'm done with moral victories. I'm done with it. And I appreciate it. You guys are coming from a good place. Thank you. I really do. Honestly, bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate you. But as a Cardinal fan, I'm sick of the moral victories. I'm sick of we are just there. We're just there. No. Give me a coach that can give me 8-9 wins in year 1 instead of 3 wins and then 5 and then 8 and then suck again for another 3 years. That's what I want. That's what I'm trying to aspire to be you guys. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get these moral BS victories. I'm sick of them. Year in and year out, we have to hold on to this BS. I'm sick of it. It's the same crap over and over again. Why not us? Why not? Well, Bidwell. Bidwell's absolutely trash, and he's garbage. And he's always going to be trash and garbage, especially if he keeps Monty Austinfort here. The only organizations that talk moral victories are teams like the Jets, the Browns, the Cardinals, the bottom dwellers. That's the teams that talk moral victories. I'm sick of it. Let me be disrespectful for once. Let me be disrespectful and my team actually show that they're that damn good. But no, not this organization, not this franchise. God, why the hell was I born here, man? Why the hell was I born in this freaking state? Good God, I could have gone any other direction. Sweet baby Jesus, here we are. Freaking A, man. I'm starting to really consider my life choices right now. This is brutal, man. Freaking brutal. You got Drake May over there looking. Drake May just popped up on my timeline. Good God. Literally the pick before the Cardinals, Drake May. And he's changed their franchise with bums. I'm sorry, not bums. That's mean. That's disrespectful to Diggs. That's disrespectful to Booty and Douglas. Well, let's call it like it is. Drake May right now, what he's doing with the Patriots is amazing. Amazing. What he's doing with the Patriots right now. Get off my damn timeline. Get off my timeline. Sierra in the chat says all my pro teams suck. Me too. Hey, me too. I mean, you're probably an Arizona sports fan as well, unfortunately. Cheap owners ruin sports. Yep. Let Kyler come back week 14 and wins 4 in a row and get us a 7-10. Do the optics on him change? I don't think he's coming back. If he does, we can humor this. I don't think he's coming back. Do I want him back? Honestly, I don't even know what the hell I want anymore. No, actually, I do. I still want the Arizona Cardinals to draft a quarterback. I still do. I want the Cardinals to draft a quarterback. Because we know that if you put a guy on here that could potentially be a franchise quarterback, all the pieces that you need for him to succeed, the Cardinals weren't able to do that in 7 years, right? And it's not all Cardinals, right? I feel like we both failed each other, right? Cardinals failed him, he failed us, right? There's a lot of give and pull, take and pull. It's a lot of everything, right? I don't think he's coming back. I really don't. I think they've talked already. I think they know that what's being established already is probably a plan for him to depart from the Cardinals, right? Like I said, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, when they report something like this, usually you got to listen. We can talk, we can speculate, we can have conversations on podcasts, we can talk amongst fans, but the only ones really making serious decisions are the guys at the top. Monty, Gannon, Bidwell, unfortunately. They're the ones making the decisions. And for the 49er fans out there, right? And for the 49er fans out there that are really pissed off that they lost against the Rams, I mean, the Rams are a really good team. The Rams are a really, really good team. It is the Seahawks and the Rams at the top. Those are the top echelons of the best teams in the NFC and probably in the NFL. Like, let's be real. They're the really good teams. 7-2 for the Rams, 7-2 for the Seahawks. 49ers are 6-4. Hey, at least you're still in the top of things. Right now, I would die to be 6-4. Shoot, I would die to be 5-5 right now. It's not what it is. Arturo in the chat. Now imagine not being from AZ and oh God. Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. Now imagine not being from AZ and being a Cardinals fan. Yeah, that's brutal. Hey, you win. You win. Because you chose that life. I was born into it. That's true. When you choose, it's a little different. It hits a little different for sure, right? You got to get that emotional damage. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got it pretty rough there, man. I agree with that one. Michael in the chat says, I agree, Mike. I think we watched the last snap. I agree. I mean, here's the thing, too. Will he succeed somewhere else? Maybe. Right? I'm not going to rule the fact that, because I've never ever said Kyler's the worst thing. People want to think I say that, but I don't, right? I never say Kyler Murray is the worst quarterback ever. Maybe in an angry rant one day, it might have kind of slipped out like that, or might have maybe felt like that. I never said Kyler Murray was the worst quarterback ever. Do I think he's the top 3 quarterback in the Arizona Cardinals franchise? I do. History? I do. I think Kyler Murray's up there with Warner and Palmer. To me, and you could throw Plummer in there as well. And I'm talking about Arizona Cardinals, okay, guys? So don't even try to pull me guys that are in the 50s, all right? I'm talking about when I've been watching the Arizona Cardinals. So don't be pulling this BS and saying, well, this guy was much better than him, all right? I'm talking about recency, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it modern here, right? Do I think Kyler Murray is the top 3 quarterback in the Arizona Cardinal uniform since '88? Yeah, I do. I wouldn't put him at number 1 or 2. No, of course, that's reserved for Palmer and Warner. Or Warner and Palmer, however you put them. I'll let you decide. Kyler's number 3, for sure. But the big thing is, how do we build off of that, right? How do we build off of that and say, okay, we got something laid out. We laid out a foundation of the guys that can be that guy. Okay, well, how do we be better? How do we strive to get better than what we've seen from these 3 guys, right? How do we strive from that? That's what we should be doing moving forward. Do I regret getting Kyler Murray? No, I don't. I mean, he got us the Hail Murray. He got us some pretty exciting things happening in the beginning part of his season. But as the Cardinals do, sometimes they allow things to fester a little too long to the point where superheroes become villains. And that's exactly what it is with Kyler, unfortunately. The superhero, Superman, the guy that can make all the plays with his legs, the athletic ability, they allowed him to become a villain because of how things end up falling. And like I said, it's both. He failed us, we failed him. He failed us, we failed him. That's unfortunately this organization. That's his organization. So whether you think you know what I've been saying, you probably don't. Because most people on social media would lie and tell you one thing, and here's the thing. You would believe it because you don't want to, you don't want the guy that quote unquote tells my truth, right? You don't want him to be right. You don't want me to be right. And that's fine. If you want to keep believing the BS out there, that's fine. I never ever once said Kyler Murray is a bottom dweller, terrible quarterback. Never have I ever. But I do think it's time to move on. And I believe that's what the Cardinals are going to do. But they got to strive. They got to strive for better. They got to strive to get their next best quarterback in the draft. And sometimes you just got to take a freaking swing. If you don't even take a swing, you're not going to get anything. Take a swing in the draft and then see what happens from there. That's my truth. We're going to let that die right there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be closing up shop right here. I want to say again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Smack the like button on your way out. Seahawks fans, Cardinal fans that enjoyed the show, appreciate you for being here. Smack the like button. You guys are all amazing. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm going to play this with a soundbite one more time because this is how I feel.
Or who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you for tuning in. Every super chatter, everybody who smacked the like button, everybody who subscribed, thank you for tuning in as always. You guys are amazing. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cardinals.